Today I want to show you how to work with organic and geometric shapes in Illustrator. I have this document for you guys to download. It's in the presentation. I just have it like this. Download this file. The slide might look a little different when you look at it, by the way. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to download this file. Oh, where'd it go? Here it is. By clicking on this little button right here that says download. And there it is. And if I just click open, it should automatically open it in Illustrator. So let me show you how easy this is to work with. Full disclosure, before we get started with this, if I bring my layers over, you're going to notice that I have, come on layers, I have two layers here. One layer is all the text and everything, and I've locked that layer so you can't accidentally click on that. That should make things easier. And the second layer is just these four shapes here. So I'm going to make sure I'm working on layer 2, which is where the four shapes are. I'm going to click the direct selection tool. And let me explain the difference. So if I grab the arrow tool, when I click on this, I can resize it, right? Easy. I can change its shape by stretching it out, but I can't fundamentally, if I change this, it changes everything. You see that? So let me show you what the direct selection tool does. So I'm clicking on that, and if I zoom in to show you, when I select this, do you see how, it's kind of hard to tell, but you see how this shape right here, this anchor point, is solid, and these three are white. And watch what happens. That means I've activated this anchor point. So now if I mouse down and drag, I can alter that. So again, if I click here, so now this one's solid, so that means I've activated that one. And I can create pretty quickly a very different type of shape than what I had before, a very different type of geometric shape than what I had before, just by doing that. So I'm going to go over and alter all these, and just to show you, again, I just click on one of these and I can drag it in, I can drag it out, I can do whatever I want. But in a very short amount of time, I can create, in my opinion, what now looks like a very different kind of shape. So what you choose to do with that is kind of up to you, but this might be a very helpful thing in terms of creating a more unique and individualistic style. Now, I saved this one for last because it gets a little bit more confusing. If I click on this, you're going to notice that I have what's called an anchor point, but I also have what's called a handle. Handles are different. Handles don't really change where the anchor point is. This will stay in place. So if I move my anchor point, it moves the whole thing. But if I move the handle, it changes the nature of the curve, and you notice how, I'll show you how to play with this more later. I'm oversimplifying this now, but you see how if I move one side of the handle, it's like a teeter-totter. The other one goes down. So the way it works is if the handle is going up, that means the curve is going to curve up. If the handle is going down, you see how the curve curves down. So if I want, in other words, this curve to continue to curve up, I would pull this up. But if I want it to curve inward, I would take this handle and move it inward. And now it does that. So you can see how you can create some kind of unique shapes, just starting from like a simple ellipse that you might not have expected to get before. So that's the selection tool in a nutshell. So remember, there's the selection tool, which moves the shapes around and lets you stretch them out, and then the direct selection tool, which actually lets you manipulate the location of the anchor points.